They always say it's vloggers that get tickets. Vloggers and bloggers that get tickets.
Yeah.
And,
look who's got them.
Oh yeah, funny.
Exactly. Yeah, it just goes to show you, doesn't it?
There's a fix. It's a fix going.
When you're in
obviously, I reckon they listened to our podcast last week when me and Andy were on.
Yeah.
And they were really impressed with what they heard.
Yeah.
And they thought, well,
because
these
they
two
do
guys
listen.
fucking need to be in the stadium. Fucking hell, they need to be there.
They've got
they know what
to
they're
get them in
about.
because they love beer, so they'll go and have beer and sausage rolls.
Oh yeah, I heard Daniel Levy listen to it, and he was like, "Fucking hell, this was a bloke's an animal. He'll spend at least £10 on 2 pints of beer. Fucking hell, get the money in quick."
I think he's overestimated it there. I said, if he thinks I'm spent buying 2 pints, unless I'm getting around him for me and Andy, that's the only how you're going to get 2 pints out of me.
I'll tell you what, mate. We need to get a table booked at Totty Pie and Mash, don't we?
Oh yes, because it will be
only, isn't it?
Be open.
No, but I think after, isn't it after the 17th?
Yeah. So this is the 19th. Yeah.
Oh,
right. So we can sit in.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll be able to sit. We'll be able to sit in there and watch the protests.
You get a stadium view there, don't you? So you'll be able to see all the protests.
Yeah.
Scabs.
Have a nice
fantastic.
goat pie. Yeah, lovely.
Scabs.
Have you seen some of the pies that they've been people have been tweeting?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yes.
Oh, they look great.
They're really going for it.
Yeah. Bloody amazing.
They don't do an eel pie. I'm very disappointed.
Well, imagine how nice my free pie is going to taste when I get it.
Well, I'm going to speak to G and tell him, not to give you a pie because you can't be asked to go to the games.
Well, I'm not a scab, am I? So,
Hey, I'll get to, me and Andy get to say goodbye to Harry and to Bale.
And Sonny.
And Sonny, yeah.
And Hugo.
And
Hugo.
And Dyer.
And
Loris. And Dyer.
And Lamella.
Steve
And
Hitchin.
Dombele.
Steve Hitchin.
And Regulon.
Mason.
Say goodbye to them all. Daniel Levy will be playing. Dynamo, midfield Dynamo.
I mean, I wouldn't have paid 60 quid for it, but if you want to pay 60 quid and you want to go, that's your right. You go and do it. And I don't think anyone can
complain.
I'm
not going to complain. Anyone that wants to go and watch the football and pay 60 quid is fair play. It's up to them at the end of the day. They're going to support the team that's playing on the pitch and cheer and shout them on. That's good for me.
Fair play.
I don't remember committing to cheering and shouting.
I was just going to say,
we'll do after a couple of pints.
Normally when you get the curried goat.
Yes, mate.
When you take it to
Curried
Redemption,
goat, nice
where'd you get it from?
There's I can't remember the name of the place, but it's opposite Sainsbury's on that road.
Yeah.
Opposite Sainsbury's.
Because I just saw on Twitter, Tottenham Jerk Centre burnt down recently.
Well, that's opposite the stadium, isn't it?
Yeah, they left an oven on apparently. Burnt down.
Really? That's just like 2 doors down from Totty Pie and Mash.
Yeah, I reckon G did it just so he could get more business in.
Careful.
Yeah. That's your pie fucking gone,
as well now.
Daniel Levy, new club shops going in there.
Yeah, sorry G, I was joking. Joking.
I think we're hoping to get him on in the next couple of weeks. I might get him on next week.
We can ask him.
Sorry, G, you can have my pie now? No, because you thought I did a bit of arson. Yeah.
You can put your conspiracy theories to him then.
Yeah.
But if his hands are covered in like black and charcoal, then
is it Wednesday night? It is, isn't it? The game.
Yes. Yeah. Me and Andy will be able to report from the pitch side for you.
Yeah.
Quite jealous.
Yeah.
Quite jealous.
Could I just?
Where should we sit, Steve? Do you know where you're sitting?
I don't know.
Got to choose our seats tomorrow, haven't we? Yeah.
So who's the home game before that? It's
Wolves on Sunday. Yeah.
There's no fans at that, is there, Wolves?
No, there isn't. Yeah, I might sit in the Tunnel Club actually. I get a seat there.
Well, the news of the Villa tickets has sort of just ruined the pod. Really, it's just deflated everybody, and I've just got 2 smug bastards sat in front of me with big smiles on their faces, and
yeah, but you could have applied.
Yeah, but I'm not scared.
They didn't want to go.
I ain't got I can't do it. I ain't got the time to do it.
Jamie values his he values his presence on Twitter too much to.
So Jamie, if you're not a scab, Why are you in the witness protection program?
That's for other reasons that my solicitor told me I can't talk about.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough.
So anyway, so moving on from our joyous news then. So back to the Did we talk about the protests? So back to the protests, because
I think we kind of went off on a bit of a tangent.
Yeah. So back to the protests. I mean, we for the protests, against the protests. Jamie, you for the protests?
I think there's no harm in voicing your opinion and letting Daniel Levy know what you think, but he's going he's going absolutely nowhere. He's
trying to disguise your voice.
He's going nowhere. He's got too many apartments to build. His fingers are in too many pies with the regeneration.
Too many pies.
But yeah, Levy's going nowhere. He won't go until he's regenerated that part of Tottenham.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But again, there's no harm in voicing your opinions or letting you know what some of the fans think. But obviously, they need to have a specific steer or understanding.
Yeah, and I think that's the issue, isn't it? Because there's lots of people that are anti-Levy, anti-ENIC, and a lot of it is driven by results, of course, and transfers and what have you. It all becomes a bit of hysteria. So people are going up to protest, and they don't even know really what they're protesting about. This is nothing really in relation to what the trust want, because the trusts don't want to get rid of the owners. They want to actually get rid of the board. So it's totally different. And I just don't see, personally, how this protesting has any relationship to the ESL, but people are using the ESL as almost a way of giving them a right to go and protest.
I think at the end of the day, we've got to the point where nobody's been to a football match for 14, 15 months.
Yeah.
We've been under lockdown. We've been under all of these restrictions where we can't do this, we can't do that. And I think just people want a jolly up and a day out up in Tottenham and just have that sense of the sense of being, the sense of some sort of identity that you're all part of the same thing, because it's all become just so fragmented in the last year. You know, we all go up to Spurs, and part of the appeal of it is to all meet up and have a few beers before, and we have a bit of a laugh and stroll off to the ground. It's part of that identity, isn't it?
It is.
And I think a lot of people are jumping onto the bandwagon for it purely because of that, and because they can do that, and we're allowed to do that. We're allowed to go out. So I think that's driving a lot of people.
Is that why they're doing one on the Saturday, one on the Sunday then?
Are they still doing that?
Are they not? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I just ignore all
I've got no idea.
I just think I know you can voice your opinion. I just didn't. He's not going anywhere, and it's just fruit. It's why bother?
Yeah, it's pointless because he owns.
I guess I guess you say that. The thing about that is that if everyone has the the opinion, why bother? Or they all think, well, why bother? Then and no one does anything, and everyone's apathetic. Then you will never get any change. If you're after change, then someone needs to take action. That's whether you agree with it or whether you don't agree. I think that the only way to stimulate change or for change to take place is for someone to take action, and if no one takes action, then that's guaranteed that there'll be no change. Nothing will change.
But I think the action that you need to take has to be one more of dialogue rather than protesting and shouting abuse, because that isn't going to get you anywhere.
But the fans don't have any dialogue now, though, do we?
The fans can't do
Right.
dialogue.
The trust did actually close the door there, although they say they haven't. So
Dave from Gravesend, he can't open up dialogue with the club off his own back. You send an email, you get a generic response back, and I think that's why people have gathered in numbers, whatever these numbers are going to be. But I think probably what's accelerated it as well was the We Are Tottenham TV protest that kicked off a couple of weeks ago, which was absolutely piss poor, and you had some Arsenal.
Do you mean the ones that went to the shop and then had a bit of a protest afterwards?
That's it, yeah. And I'm pretty sure there was some Arsenal supporters that infiltrated it because there was a guy wearing Arsenal socks and sliders. And I think as well, seeing what the Man United fans have done up at Old Trafford and the training ground, I think certain fractions within our fan base have thought, well, we don't want to get outdone by the Man United fans. We need to be doing
certain fractions or factions.
You're a smug little.
Is it fractions or factions or decimals? I don't know.
I was looking out the window as I was talking, and I saw a bird, and I got distracted. But yeah, I think there are certain fractions and factions and sanctions that are being driven on by what other club supporters have been doing, and it's that part of that. Is it the pave mentality where we can't be outdone by that club or this club? We're Tottenham, we're number one, and we're going to show them how to do it. And I do hope people turn up at the weekend over 2 days. I think the kids are turning up on the Sunday, and the old schoolers are turning up on the Saturday. So it'll be interesting to see.
Tottenham Carnival, is it? Kids days on kids days on a Sunday, and
a pound a ride,
and the real men are on a Saturday,
sneering down the high road at 8 in the morning off 10 pints of Fosters and fuck knows what up their bugles.
So will you be at one of these protests then? No. Anyone going?
No.
No, I'm not going, but I'm with Jamie. If you want to go and do it. Voice your opinion, make it uncomfortable. Obviously, it's all bad PR when the only thing we really want is to make money and sponsorship deals. But do it peacefully. Don't bloody embarrass the club by being arseholes. That's the only thing I'll say.
Yeah.
Just go and do it the right way and
bang your drum, have a shout, and then go home.
Get it out your system.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been on a train. I haven't been on a train to go to work for 14 months. So, fuck am I going to go up and get on the tube to go up to Spurs just to protest and drink a load of cans outside the stadium? So,
it's actually all right on the train. I go up to London, then I get on the tube. It's all right. It's fine.
I guess it's going to be a touch busier next week, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be a touch busier next week, and I think we'll start going back 2 days a week. Confirmed in June, so I think things are starting to move back to normal again.
Yeah.
All hot off the press as we stand. Our new future manager is losing 2-0 to Burnley.
Yeah.
So brilliant. Great days ahead.
He seems a bit overqualified.
Yeah. I actually don't want Scotty Parker.
No, I don't. I don't think he's experienced enough.
He needs to go. Stay with Fulham, take him back up, and then have a strong year in the Premiership with him. He needs to spend a couple of years there.
Well, on the plus side, Sam Allardyce is probably available now.
Oh, is he gone? Is he?
Arsene Wenger's still out of work.
Well, West Brom have been relegated, so he'll be out of Allardyce will probably be out of work now, will he? So he can.
Well, they want to keep him. I know this isn't a West Brom pod, but they want to keep him on to get promoted.
Is it not a West Brom pod?
Out of all the managers that are in the Premiership, who do you think, if they had funds similar to City or Chelsea, who do you think could build a good side? And
if they've got funds similar to City or Chelsea, Pep.
No. So out of your Potters. And this,
I think Potter. If you give him funds, I think he's. I've just been reading bits about him, and he just looks like an impressive character, actually.
Yeah, I think Belshaw as well. He'd do really well if he had big funds.
But he's a bit crazy, isn't he?
And he's old.
Still bloody good though. He's bloody played good football.
He does play good football.
He loves good football. Jesus Christ, that's impressive. Really impressive.
I don't think he's ever won any.
No, he has in
Argentina. Yeah,
and he still don't speak English. So, but it doesn't really matter. He don't need to speak English. His players are doing it. They've stayed up this year, haven't they? They'd have been the best side that have come up. And
Steven Gerrard's been getting away with it for years.
But Levy would want Bielsa to speak English, wouldn't he? Because that was